Guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is Leah, and baby, let's get into the drama of it all. Okay, the girls got blickies. It's a lot going on, and we gonna talk about it. So let's get into it with Miss Ebony K. Williams. So congratulations are in order. I think yesterday it was posted that it was a People Magazine article. I'm not gonna read it, but I'll put it in the description box below if you would like to read it for yourself. But she is actually pregnant and expecting a baby girl. So this was posted by OMFG Reality TV, and they got it from Ebony's page on Instagram, where she said, "Thank you, God, abundantly blessed and so excited to welcome my daughter into this world. He will give you the desires of your heart." Psalms 37:4. So, congratulations are in order to Miss Ebony. It seems like a lot of the interviews I've seen of her, she's always wanted to be a mother. So, I feel like she'll do the best, that she can do. And the thing about Ebony is she's educated and she got the coins. So, a win-win in a sense. And then it was funny because I was like, I realized my brain works differently, because a lot of people saw this and was like, who's the daddy? Who's the baby father? And then other people, once they read the article, because if you do read the article, and I'll put it in the description box below, she got a donor, and I think it was a black guy, which that was more shocking to me because she don't give that. She do not give that. But I was just like, oh, okay. My mind was just like, would I want to be pregnant at 40? And I mean, 40 is a while away for me. Like a while away from me. So I'm just kind of like, but I go back and forth. But the funny thing is like, if I do want to have kids, I'm looking like, with the way my life is going, I probably wouldn't have kids until like the end of my late 30s or like early 40s. So it's like, is that something, I was just like, is that something I want? Would I want to be pregnant at 40? But then again, I've always had this cutoff date. Like, if I didn't have kids by like 45, I wouldn't have kids. But there's a lot of articles coming out about women having kids later in life once they feel like they established their career, or they just waited to meet the right person that they wanted to have kids with. They didn't go the way Ebony K. Williams went, which was getting a donor, and they were a lot more happier instead of having them in their 20s. So that's what I was thinking about. I was not thinking about, who the baby daddy. I thought maybe he was secret, but then when I read the page, the People Magazine article, and it said that she got a donor, I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. And my thing is you could question, is it selfish? Because what if the child wants to know their dad? But I think in the article, she does have I think when the child turns 18, they have the ability to access documents about their siblings and their, and the father. But I don't know, that's something she gonna have. Maybe, I don't think she would do this without thinking about all of that. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. It's her life, her body. Do what you want. I hope she has a healthy, birthing experience, because black women been dying, okay? Because they don't be caring about our pain. But we hope she has a healthy birthing experience. So let's move on to the next topic, y'all. So let's talk about the U.S. version of Traitors. So on Wednesday, they finally confirmed who was going to be on the cast. Now, y'all know me in names, so bear with me. But we have Robbie Mariano from Survivors. You have Dorinda Medley from Real Housewives of New York. I made it nice. Then you have Chris Shelley Stewarts from Selling Sunset. Brittany Hayes, I think is it Hazen from Big Brother. You have Danielle Reyes from Big Brother. William Adam from the Bachelor franchise. You have Bob the Drag Queen from RuPaul's Drag Race. We have Chanel Ayan from Real Housewives of Dubai. You have Gabby Whitney from the Bachelorette. You have Daniel Efron, who is Zac Efron's brother. Then there's Tony Valcos from Survivor, Jeremy Collins from Survivor, Dolores Catania from Real Housewives of New Jersey, Bobby Harper from The Biggest Loser, Robin Dixon from Real Housewives of Potomac, Sierra Miller from Summer House. You have Lord Ivan Mountbatten. He, I guess, is British royalty. Then you have Caroline Wiggers from Survivor. You have Sam, who is Britney Spears' ex-husband. Then you have Tom Sandoval from Vanderpump's Rules. And then you have Nikki Garcia from Total Bellas, a.k.a. She wrestled on WWE. So that's the cast. I guess I probably am going to watch. I do think Ayan, if I have to talk about the Real Housewives girls, I think Ayan might get kicked out first. Not saying I don't think she has like the intellect or the strategy. It's just that like she wears her emotions on her sleeves. And I feel like on this show, you have to have like a really good poker face. And I don't think she does have one. After watching episode 1, the way her face was contorting when she saw Sarah, she was like... So I don't think she gonna be able to do it. I think Dolores is gonna give us Dolores from Real Housewives of what's it called? Of New Jersey. I am interested to see if Robin and and Dorinda are gonna be different. Cause you got Dorinda, I made it nice. Like, is she gonna have one of those drunken moments where she like wows out on somebody and goes low? Or are we gonna see Robin actually like participate and really be good at this game the same way that everyone was surprised that Larsa was actually good at Traitors, as well as we were all surprised that Phaedra being good at it. So yeah, I'm interested to see how well they'll do this year and if it's going to be just as entertaining as last year, because last year really like pulled, like season 2 pulled a lot of like people from the US in. Like when I tell you I saw people excited for Traitors, I think it would come out on Thursdays. People would be hype to like be on the Twitter, like on my timeline talking about it on Twitter. So I wonder if it's going to give the same effect. Some people feel like this isn't like a noteworthy cast, but they might surprise us because I think everyone was surprised about what was given from what we got from season 2. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I just wonder. I wonder if Ayan's going to be like, who's going to be a faithful and who's going to be a traitor. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Real Housewives of New Jersey. So it looks like Rachel is definitely not scared of Teresa. This was posted on Tuesday, after the whole situation of last episode aired, where she was, Rachel was like sipping on a cup of coffee. And the title of the video is No Drama, Just Good Karma. And it says, point of view, waking up after sleeping with both eyes closed and poking the bear. When Teresa was like, don't poke the bear. So Rachel not scared of Teresa, and I guess she down for the fight. She down for whatever. But I wonder, does this really matter if they're about to reboot the entire season? Because I honestly do not think Rachel is coming back. I don't think none of them are coming back. Like, I would be genuinely surprised if they do a reboot and we don't get a brand new cast. Legit. Because I don't think this cast is, I don't know if this cast is salvageable enough to give what Atlanta is giving, or what Miami is giving, where they pull back like old people that are anchors of the show. You know what I mean? I feel like if New Jersey gets a reboot, it's everybody losing their jobs. Possibly not Teresa, in the sense of like, I feel like they would give Teresa like her own show. Maybe it'd be like a show that runs on Peacock, or do like what they did for Kim and Croy for Don't Be Tardy for the Party. They might give Teresa her own show where it's basically like keeping up with the Judy chase. I don't know. But I know they're not going to get rid of Teresa, okay? But yeah, so this was from People Magazine, and I'll put the link below, but this excerpt is coming from Jay's reality blog. But it says this: Andy Cohen talks about RHONJ's reboot and compares it to how they did RHOA season 15 going into season 16. Sounds like they will be going in a long pause to figure out casting. So it starts off like this, and I guess this is Andy talking, but it says, right now we're just kind of focusing on, okay, well, if we're not doing a conventional reunion, what are we doing, and what is something different that we could do? He explained. And also look, I think that you saw, I think Atlanta was a really good example of, we came out of that last season. We knew, okay, we want to do an excessive casting, and we want to just give this some time. And I will say we gave it time, and a lot of people were saying, well, where's Atlanta? What's happening? There hasn't been any announcements whatsoever. I'm so happy with what's going on down in Atlanta right now. He then goes on to say, it goes on to say this: the Real Housewives executive producer admitted that he is not in a rush to figure out the next chapter of RHONJ. Some things take time, and we want to take a time to figure out things. He shared, there's no point in rushing into something just to rush into something. Cohen also addressed the decision for the show to not have a reunion after People exclusively broke the news on June the 1st. I do want to give some context to that announcement over the weekend that there was not going to be no reunion for New Jersey, because I feel like there's a lot of theories about what this could mean. He began, I think that the main thing is this will all make sense once they see the finale. I mean, we saw the opening. They don't like each other, and the girls came to blows. So it is what it is. Like, if you're going to reboot, I'm down for a reboot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell y'all this in my reviews for Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm not a tree hugger. I'm not a gorget. And yes, I like Troutmouth Margaret and New Nose Jennifer. But I feel like at this point, if y'all can't make this work as an ensemble, then everybody can get the pink slip and we could just usher in new people. And I think that with the, I be in the Twitter streets. A lot of them have been saying that supposedly they are looking for baseball player wives, and they're also looking for like NFL wives. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I definitely think there needs to be new blood. I've always thought that because Teresa has such a solid fan base, she should have already had her own TV show. Like, she could have already had what Croy and Kim had, because I'm like, the tree huggers will follow that lady, and they will probably get decent ratings and be happy with her on her own show, where they don't have to deal with people fighting with her or her fighting with other people. But that's just my thoughts. Now, I haven't talked about this, but because I thought the story was over, but let's get into Dina and her ex-husband, who basically got sentenced to 40 years in federal prison, okay? This is coming from People magazine, and it says this: RHONJ's Dina Manzo reacts to her ex-conviction for hiring mob to assault her then boyfriend. I am cleansed and disconnected from anything that may drain me. A post on Real Housewives of New Jersey alum Instagram story read. It says Dina Katina, formerly Manzo, and her husband David Katina have gotten justice 4 years after the arrest of her ex-husband. In 2020, the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum ex-husband Thomas Manzo, 59, was charged for hiring a mob to assault her then boyfriend in 2015 in exchange for a free wedding reception at the family's venue, Manzo's Banquet and Catering in New Jersey. For 4 years later, Manzo has been convicted. And then this is what Dina said on her Instagram post. She says, I call my power back to me. I call my energy back to me. I call my magic back to me. Read a quote Dina, 52, posted on her Insta story on Wednesday. I am cleansed and disconnected from anything that may drain me. I am shielded from any energy that does not serve me. I am saved. I am protected. I am whole. And so it is. The quote concluded following a caption, and it is so, written across the screen. On Tuesday, Manzo was charged with one count of committing a violent crime in aid of racketeering activities, one count of conspiracy to commit a violent crime in aid of racketeering resulting in serious bodily injury, and one count of falsely and concealing documents related to a federal investigation. These charges could lead to up to 46 years of jail time for Manzo. After both the assaulted and wedding, Manzo concealed and falsified documents relating to the Panamera's wedding in response to a grand jury subpoena, per press release from the U.S. Attorney Office District of New Jersey. John Pierno, the man Manzo hired to carry out the assault, pleaded guilty in December of 2020 and was sentenced to 30 months. He was released on August of 2022. In 2017, Manzo was also suspected in orchestrating the brutal home invasion targeting Dina and Dave. He was indicted for being an accomplice to a man named James Maniano and sentenced to 2 years in federal prison in order to pay $17,816 in restitution per the United States Attorney Office of District New Jersey. So it says Dina and Manzo separated in 2012, and she tied the knot with Kating in 2017. Dina's older sister, who was also originally a RHONJ cast member, Caroline Manzo, is married to Thomas's older brother, Albert Manzo. Following the assault, Caroline supported Thomas and wrote a letter of support in court. The sisters have been estranged for several years. Girl, that's federal. He going to federal. You have to serve, I think, isn't it like 80% of your sentence? So if he gets indicted for 46, he gets convicted, like, so he's already convicted, but if they sentence him to 46 years, he's going to have to serve at least a good 30. He's going to, like, and the man is already he dying in prison. He is dying in prison. And for what? For what? You was that mad that she moved on with her life that you hired somebody in the mob to run up on them and beat them up in their house? It is never that deep, sir. And then Caroline, you is trash. You're trash. Like, on everything, you are trash. And then, you know, I like Dolores, and it pains me to know that she's a Capricorn. But girl, like, for you to also write a character letter as well, I get why Dina don't mess with you. And I get why Dina doesn't mess with her sister. Like, that man broke into your sister and her new husband's house, tied them up, because I remember reading about it, and they was beating up on them people. They could have been, you know, taken off the map. For what? And you did all of that so you could have a free venue? Y'all was that poor? I never knew that part. Now, that part was news to me, that they basically, the ex-husband, Thomas, hired the mob to beat up on his ex-wife and her new man. So the mob, and they did it, like, the exchange was so the mobster could have the wedding venue for free. Y'all was that poor. Like, what? I thought the mob had coins. But I'm happy they got justice. I'm so happy they, like, I mean, I haven't been following this story because I always thought, like, it was already over. But I'm happy for Dina. Like, hopefully, like, she can definitely move on with her life, and her husband are happy and safe, and know that man is behind bars, and it is what it is. So let's talk about OC. When I tell y'all I am so ready for season 18, July the 11th, I will be perched, sit, TV on, ready for this, because that trailer ate. On top of that, this cast photo, nasty. They all look good. Even Walmart Gina look good. When I tell you this eats. And when the trailer was good, and it seems like everybody is clocked in. I mean, and we have so many things that, like, and it's not manufactured drama. It's real. I'm clocked in, bro. I'm clocked all the way in. So we got Shannon. Shannon gonna have a time. Shannon's going to have a time, okay? I feel bad for the lady. Girl, you had that DUI where you almost ran into them people's houses in that car. Your dog outside in the trailer judging you as you blow into a breathalyzer so you can start your car. Girl. So we got that. Then you have Jesus Jugs, aka Alexis, back on the show, and you going through the fact that John and her trying to be coupled up, girl. Shannon, and now you talking about extortion, that John trying to extort you, blackmail. It's a lot going on, Shannon. But I don't know. Shannon been able to rise above it each year, so she might be all right. Then we got Tamra. Tamra is back into her evil villainous bag because she's going to be on Shannon's neck. She's going to be on Shannon and Jen's neck. The fact that in the trailer she said, why don't we call the FBI? I said, we going there? Why don't we call the FBI? I said, and then you got Eddie. Eddie, no. Eddie's just mess. Oh, mess. And so we got Emily. She done lost weight. Now, this is my thing about Emily. As a fat girl myself, I don't want to see you crying about being fat when you played into the fat girl tropes. All those previous seasons, you over there eating a hoagie in the sauna. You always talking about how fat you are. And now that you lost weight, now it's like, oh, they see me as fat. Well, you played into it. What'd you expect? And that better not be your storyline, because I feel like that's Emily's storyline all the time when she doesn't have anything to talk about, and she talks about her issues with her body. And I'm like, either go to therapy because you got the money to do it, or shut up about it. And this is coming from a fat girl myself. Girl, I don't want to hear it. Either love the body you're in, or okay, be quiet, Emily. But you look good. You look good. Then we got Gina, Walmart Gina. Girl, look like Gina going through it, and I'm happy for Heather, because Heather finally clocked that Gina is an opportunist, okay? Because that one scene where she was like, "You're mad at me, Travis is mad at me, Heather's mad at me, everyone's mad at me," but I am interested in why he moving out, because she's in the confessional crying about, like, I want to break up with his ex-wife, not him. But I'm like, why does he need to move out? Was that like a court stipulation? Like, what's going on with that, Gina? What's going on with that? But you look good. You look good. I got to give it to you, Walmart. I got to give it to you. We got Jen. Girl, you about to go through it. The fact that Gina said if she marries him, her life will be ruined. Girl, my assessment of Jen still stands. Jen is wanting her relationship for Ryan to work out, because I think she's low-key is, what's the word? It's not resentful, but I think she is low-key, she doesn't want to be shamed by her old community. Like, she already had those issues with her parents that, like, when she broke up with her husband, they kind of pretty much disowned her, and now they're back to being a family. And I think she just wants this situation with Ryan to, like, really, really work out. That, like, all the red flags that are blaring in her face, she is purposely not recognizing them. Because at the end of that trailer, when she was like, he was like, God and this, God is not supporting people who do fraud, who steal. That's one of the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not steal. I don't know which number, but he's not supporting that. Or they, or she, whoever, whatever you believe the Lord is, they are not supporting that. Okay. So Jen, I want to like you, but I feel like you purposely like to be ignorant. Like, you are definitely the type of lady that's like, ignorant is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. Like, I feel like you purposely will act like you don't see nothing just to be happy, when it's clear as day that Ryan gets snake oil salesman and fraud. And now he $17 million and the feds is involved. Girl, get away from him. You got 5 kids. Get away from him. And then we got the new girl, Katie. I think it's Katie. Or Kate. No, I think it's Katie. I think she's pretty. I'm kind of like, girl, why you going up against Miss Fancy Pants, a.k.a. Miss Heather DeBro, a.k.a. the best Capricorn in basically all of Housewives history or the universe. But I am interested to see the banter back and forth, because when Heather was like, don't say lie, and she's like, I see through Heather, I'm like, okay, do you, girl? And we got a Sutton appearance, but no, she looks cute. She looks like she gonna be a vibe. And it looks like she fits in with the group, so I'm interested to see like her dynamic with them. And then we got Miss Jesus Jugs, Alexia. Oh my God, y'all. Miss Jesus Jugs herself. I don't know. I feel like she is going to be a beautiful train wreck, because everyone is looking at her like, you really think you gonna marry John? And she's like, yes, I love him. And I'm like, Alexis, ma'am. It's about to be shenanigans. And she's not afraid to beef with Shannon, because Shannon was like, does she want to be me? And Alexis is like, no. I feel like this season is going to be good. I really do. I really do. I'm excited. They got a new, I don't know, it's something about OC where I feel like So I think Heather coming back was the best thing they could do, and even bringing back Tamra. But I don't know. I feel like something in the mixture is starting to like ripen, and I feel like this season might actually be one of their best seasons because it just feels like everybody is clocking in. The fact that they're taking 4 vacations, I think they're going to Big Bear. I think we saw Palm Springs, someplace with an S. I like Sama or something like that, and then they're going to London. I just feel like this season might actually eat. It might clear the girls, and I'm here for it. Okay, I am here for the shenanery and shenanigans. Okay, the girls got blickies, blick. I don't understand. My God, I don't like this. I don't like this because this is giving Zeus Network, WeTV, VH1 kind of energy, not Bravo energy. And mind you, I don't like Zeus, but I go over there at WeTV and VH1s, but I compartmentalize, okay? VH1 energy is VH1 energy. It stays on VH1. Same with WeTV and Bravo. This energy right here that's on these streets is giving a combination of WeTV and VH1 and Zeus sprinkled on top, and I don't like it. It's very ghetto, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't. But let's talk about it. So first up, let's talk about Drew. I don't understand what Drew is doing with these, like, I guess supposed to be like sexy photos. I'm gonna let y'all know off rip, I don't really like Drew. I don't. Something about Drew feels inauthentic. It feels corny. It feels played. It feels tired. But I know a lot of people like Drew, and I don't see why. I don't get why. But because if you look at my reviews for Real Housewives of Atlanta, I've always just felt like Drew and her husband, that peanut-headed asshole Ralph, were like playing off of a script. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel real. Also, we have heard nothing about their divorce. Like, has it been finalized? Is she still kicking it with him? Is she's moved on with her life? I don't know, because it's giving Ashley Darby and Michael Darby that y'all are divorcing, so we don't have to see him on this show no more, but you're not really gonna get rid of him. I don't know, but she's popping up in these outfits, and I don't get what the vibe is. Like, she got this one like lingerie laced tights with a fur outfit, and I'm just like, where we going? Why are we out in this? Like, is this for an album cover? Then she had this one outfit where she was in like the Green Goblin jacket that's like metallic with fishnets and no bra on, and I'm like, is that for an album cover? Like, is that for that? But I guess not. Like, the only outfit I think I've seen that I thought she looked really pretty in, she had on this black dress. Her boobs look great. The hair looked great. I thought she looked great, but I was just like, okay, is all of this going to be in filming? Are you just posting these? I don't get it. And it's giving me the Ashley Darby energy when Ashley supposedly was supposed to be divorcing Michael, and then she had all those photo shoots, and we were like, what is this for? Are you just taking a photo shoot because you just want to have a photo shoot, or like, is this for something? And nothing ever came to like fruition. So I'm like, is Drew doing the same thing? And if she is, this lame, because I didn't like it when Ashley did it, and I'm not gonna like it when Drew is doing it right now.
Ain't the girls showing up to work? Oh, are the girls showing up to work? Yes, they are showing up to work. Some of them, I think they're there, but I don't think they clocked in yet. One of them or whatever, but we're gonna get her together because everybody gotta earn that check, okay? If I'm earning it, we all gotta earn it, okay? So I think that, certain people have potential, but as we continue to go and we delve into everybody's business as they dive into mine, you're gonna have to work, okay? You're gonna have to work. You're gonna end up working. Yes, you are.
So the video was captioned with this. It says, Portia revealed during the Amazon Live that one of the ladies aren't clocked in, and yet hashtag RHOA. I think they're talking about Angela. I feel like because Kelly and Brittany seem like they with the shits, so I think she's talking about Angela, which is Angela Oakley, which is married to the ex NBA player. I feel like that picture of like her family with Michael Jordan, they not trying to mess up like her. She don't give that she gonna mess up her image for a check. Like, she feels to me like she's definitely gonna use this show for like visibility, and that's it. Like, I feel like if someone comes for her, maybe she might give them something, but I don't think she's gonna start anything. I really do feel like Angela is giving like Cynthia vibes. Like, she's not giving me that like she really wants to like be in the mix like that. So I feel like that is who Portia was talking about. I'm glad that somebody in the comments were like, y'all need to shut up. And Portia's like, I'm too excited. I don't care if you're too excited, Portia. You've been in the reality TV game for over a decade. Like, your first season was season 5. Y'all are now on season 16. You filmed your own TV show. You were on Ultimate Girls Trip. You did that Mars show. You know how reality TV works. And constantly telling us everything doesn't make sure, that to me doesn't solidify that your show going forward is going to have the same effect or the same amount of viewership of like people watching if they already know what's going to happen. Like, so if I was her, I would shut up. So then the other video that was posted by the the RHOA talk said, Portia says she's enjoying Kenya this season. Kenya is back in full effect and gathering the children. So let me play that for you.
Around Kenya again. So, let me just say this first. I know that some of you guys were complaining about us spilling too much tea about the new season, but I can't keep it to myself. You know what? I like me some Kenya, honey. I like me some twirl. We have been having a good time, and my intentions are to keep it on the up and up, okay? And I believe that is her intention as well. But life be life and friendships be friendshipping, you know? So we're building, we're getting to know each other in a totally different way. And I don't know, it's like good to be able to kiki. So I'm enjoying being around Kenya. She is still Kenya, honey, okay? She is very much, I don't want to give away too much, but she is, how do you do it when you go, you know, you got to gather? Yeah, she's gathering. Not me, but, you know, she's definitely gathering around him. I will say that. Gathering them up, honey, gathering the children.
Many people felt like Portia was talking about Brittany, that's who Kenya was gathering and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like maybe it was Brittany because Brittany seems to be the most eager to want to like have beef. I don't see Kenya beefing with Cynthia. I also don't see her beefing with Shamia because her and Shamia seems to actually be friends. I don't see her having an issue with Angela like that unless Angela tries her. And then now that her and Portia are like friends, I feel like that's the only person she can really I feel like Brittany and Kelly are the only two people that she could really have an issue with, honestly, in my opinion. But I don't trust this relationship between Portia and Kenya because Portia is just fake to me. That whole like, oh my God, I'm loving me some Kenya. Like she's gathering. She's like gathering. Like it feels forced. It feels played out. Even in their pictures, it doesn't feel genuine. To me, it honestly feels like Portia didn't want Kenya coming for her, especially with this whole situation with Simon. And Portia is the type of person that does not like to be like embarrassed. Like she does not like to be embarrassed. And I think she knew if she was at odds with Kenya was going to slaughter her with her words, especially about how she got with Simon. So I definitely think that she basically, like, her and Kenya had to sit down and basically was like, girl, you see me, I see you. Let's move accordingly. We're the OGs on this cast now, like official. Let's run this cast. Let's move together in unison. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's a genuine friendship because when they've tried to have genuine friendships beforehand, in my opinion, Portia is always the one that kind of double crosses Kenya or she somehow finds a way to have beef with her. And I just was like, I don't know, girl. I really don't know about that. So let's move on to Kenya's event. They were caught filming, but Kenya had, I guess, her official opening of her hair spa. She cut the purple ribbon. I do know that it's already opened in Atlanta. I've seen people say they've been before, but maybe that was like a soft launch and this was like the grand like opening, like the official opening. But we saw that the only people that weren't there were Kelly and Brittany. So we saw Shamia, we saw Portia, we saw Cynthia. Later on, I think I saw that they posted that Angela was there in this like green or like lime green like suit. And then I also saw that Drew walked up in there too. So she was there with a beautiful bouquet of roses or flowers. Kenya looked pretty in the purple. Hair looks great. Like, she seemed to be very proud of herself, so it was really nice. Who else was there? Yeah, because I was surprised. I was like, did she only invite, because at first I didn't see pictures of Angela or Drew, so I was like, did she only invite, Shamia, Cynthia, and Portia? But no, she invited Drew, and she also invited Angela. It just seems like the only two people that weren't invited were Kelly and Brittany. Let's talk about this alleged event or this situation that took place at Kenya's spa event. So around I want to say 10:30, maybe 10:40, all of a sudden the Real Housewives of Atlanta fandom was in an uproar. Like, the streets were set ablaze on Twitter. First, I was seeing people saying that Fallon ran up on Portia at the event. I said, girl, what? Then they started running this story about allegedly Kenya posted illicit photos of Brittany, doing things at the event. And I said, girl, what? So this is coming from Media Takeout. And then I said, girl, what? So it says, Media Takeout, you read that right, are reporting that Kenya exposed illicit photos of Brittany Eady at her Kenya hair spa event. So it says, shortly after Kenya made her grand entrance, she walked over to a series of posters that she set up and asked for the crowd's attention. Then Media Takeout confirms Kenya did the unthinkable. She uncovered a poster which showed very illicit and graphic images of her rival Brittany with a large DICK in her mouth. The entire crowd gasped in awe, both at Kenya's audacity and by the manner that Brittany was aggressively eating the DICK in the photograph. I said, first of all, this is coming from Media Takeout. The same Media Takeout that, since I was, in high school, was reporting about people that had died, that haven't died, and putting, diseases on people that didn't have diseases and stuff. So I'm just I don't know why we running with this story. I don't get it. But I said, okay. So then, next thing you know, Drew posted something at 8:41 p.m. where she says, I'm flabbergasted and I'm floored. And it's the Patrick Star emoji where the top of his head explodes. And then this guy who's a photographer by the name of Eric Robertson said this: the Real Housewives of Atlanta filming today has me shook and I'm still trying to pick my mouth up from the floor. I cannot believe what I witnessed. I'm still trying to gather myself and I'm just the photographer. He then quote tweets what Drew said on Twitter by saying, I'm still recovering myself. I couldn't even take a photo. My mouth fell to the floor and I'm just in awe. That was the most deadliest scene probably ever filmed on the franchise. So everybody's like, okay, maybe what Media Takeout is saying is true. And I'm like, it's Media Takeout. And again, why are Drew and the photographer tweeting at the same time? I don't the way I got my tinfoil hat on, and I'm just something about this just does not, it's not sitting right with me. And I'm saying this as a reformed Kenya hater. Am I on Team Twirl? No. But going back and rewatching the seasons, I'm Kenya was not as bad as everybody was saying she was. Some people just had a hard on for her, myself included. And I will even say I gave into the group think of it all. But I'm just kind of yeah, no. It's just something about this just don't sound right. Today at like 12 o'clock in the morning, Jay's reality blog posted a screenshot from the neighborhood talk, which it basically said the neighborhood talk is reporting some crazy stuff went down between Kenya and newbie Brit while filming season 16, hashtag RHOA. So I guess they're saying this was like the lead up to what happened to this alleged of Kenya having these explicit posters at her event supposedly. But the title of the article goes, Kenya Moore and Real Housewives of Atlanta newbie Brittany Eady get into a heated altercation. Threats alleged involved a gun and more. So it says, neighbors, Real Housewives of Atlanta might be filming a new season, but the peaches have already gone sour. We've exclusively learned that season 16 newbie Brittany Eady and RHOA alum Kenya Moore got into it, and the threats were deadly. And no, it's not involving Candy's restaurant this time. They ain't have to shade that lady business like that. She not even on the show. They go on to say, we don't want to spoil too much, but sources confirmed with us that the situation got so bad that Brittany allegedly said to Kenya, I have a gun for bitches like you. Don't believe us? Well, a photographer on the scene, Eric Robertson, took the X and tweeted, I'm still trying to recover myself. I couldn't even take a photo. My mouth fell to the floor and I'm just in awe, like that was the most deadliest scene probably ever filmed on the franchise. So this is the part where I'm like, this is when my brain was like, something's not right, because y'all are saying that she was at the event and said this to Kenya basically after it was revealed allegedly that Kenya had these illicit photos of this lady doing the sloppy toppy. But later on, and we'll get to there, it's confirmed that Brittany and Kelly weren't even there. But then when you look at the videos, you don't see Brittany and Kelly. So how did the girl even say that she was gonna pew pew the girl? Or that she had the tool on her, a piece of steel with her. So I'm like, something about this story is not, like, it's not making sense to me, okay? So then around like 1 o'clock on the 7th today, the neighborhood talk posted another update, but then Jay's reality blog deleted it. So I went to the neighborhood talk and it's still up there, but the fact that Jay's reality blog deleted what the neighborhood talk says, to me, that makes me feel like either they got more intel or something about this story is off. But I got the screenshots before they deleted this one. But it says, RHOA alleged gun threat was allegedly the result of Kenya showing illicit images of newbie Brittany Eady sucking DICK. So it goes on to say, neighbors, on Thursday, we reported about an alleged threat that took place during an altercation at Kenya Moore's salon in Atlanta. We exclusively reported that RHOA newbie Brittany Eady allegedly told Kenya, I have a gun for bitches like you, and we may have figured out why. Sources who were in attendance say Kenya is not innocent in this situation. They alleged that our former Miss USA has been working around the clock to get Brittany fired and took things up a notch at the hair salon event. She showed a picture of Brittany with a DICK in her mouth, our sources stated. We're told the picture was shown after Brittany left, but someone must have told her what went down, because that's when Brittany allegedly went off. Now, we've known Kenya to shake things up at the events or two, but never would we have guessed something like this would have taken place at her shop. So initially, all the reports are saying that pretty much Kenya and Brittany had this altercation at at her event. But now, if you go to page 6, they're reporting none of this really happened. So what is it? So, because I'm going to read that article for you guys. So this is how it goes, y'all. So it says this. Let me go up. It says, Kenya Moore shocked party attendees with posters of RHOA newcomer Brittany Eady allegedly performing oral sex. It says things are heating up in Atlanta. Page 6 can confirm that Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kenya Moore shocked party attendees at the Kenya Moore Hair Spa Thursday night with posters of series newcomer Brittany Eady allegedly performing oral sex. We're told Bravo's cameras were rolling at the cast event where Moore 53 decided to unveil the illicit images. The receipts of the alleged sexual acts remains unclear. It goes on to say, we're told Eady was not present for this display and that contrary to reports, she did not subsequently threaten Moore with a gun. At no time was Kenya ever threatened with a weapon, nor was there ever a weapon present during the course of production. A source close to production exclusively tells Page 6. However, another insider claims that prior to the event, Eady made threats to Moore using the word gun, which made Cass feel uncomfortable. The insider also claims that illicit photos in question are readily accessible. So, see, y'all already contradicting yourselves, which is, it's making me, this is why, mess. This is why this is not making sense to me. So first, people were reporting that Brittany was actually at the event when it was unveiled, and they got into a heated exchange, and then she threatened Kenya by saying, that's why, I have a GUN for BITCHs like you. But now y'all saying she wasn't there. Y'all are also saying that there was no weapon present there, but then y'all counteract that by saying this. However, another insider claims prior to this event, Eady made threats to Moore using the word gun, which made the cast members feel uncomfortable. So she did say that. So what are we saying? It's a lot of contradictions. Y'all are talking out of both sides of your necks, and this is why I feel like this is they're trying to drum up excitement for this show, but this ain't it. So it goes on, it says the insider also claims that the illicit photos are readily accessible online. So they're not saying that, because a lot of people felt like, is it revenge PORN, but technically if it's already online, then it's not that. And then I've been seeing people saying that allegedly Brittany, I guess, used to be a lady of the night. I don't know. Allegedly. So it goes on and says, we're told that the poster incident was filmed and it's unclear whether it will be aired. However, those who are in attendance were horrified. They posted Drew's comment, I'm flabbergasted, I'm floored. Then they reposted what Eric said. And that was it. So I don't know. I really don't know. You then got responses from Marlo and Sheree. Sheree posted in her confessional, sipping on her drink like, oh girl, this is messy. Marlo did the same thing with a poster of her sipping where she said, today drained me. But she says, child, and then it's hashtag today drained me. Then you got Kelly, who I guess Brittany is like clicked up with, posting this. Sis, we've been giving them the blues. Sending you love, B. So I don't know if she's trying to confirm that this is what truly happened. But I still don't feel like this is it. This is it. And because I went on Brittany and Kenya's stuff, and like, again, neither one of them have said anything. So then people were like, okay, this lady threatening people with guns, but y'all know Kenya was with it when them people trespassed on her property. She pulled out the tool on them real quick and was like, what's good? What's good? So I don't know. Here's my thoughts, y'all. I'm going to wait until I actually see this for myself if they show it, because a part of me feels like this is not true. Like I told y'all, I'm a reformed Kenya hater. And even I don't think Kenya would do something like this, especially at her own event. So something about this just don't seem right. And for neither Kenya and Brittany to say anything, and this has been blowing up since last night. And right now, as I'm filming this, it's basically 10 o'clock. It's 9:55. And neither one of them has said anything. The only thing I've seen posted is Kelly talking about, we've been giving them the blues, sis, and sending you love, B. So I'm just kind of like, I'm like, neither one of them are saying anything. So this is making me feel like it's not as deep. And honestly, what it feels like is what happened during season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac, where Monique was feeding them stories to the blog saying that Candace hit her in the face with glass. But then when we actually looked at what happened, Monique yanked that girl by the head and they got to swinging. And like, to me, that's what it feels like. It feels like somebody is feeding stories for this to be like something bigger than what it needs to be. Because I'm just like, I also don't feel like Kenya would do this at her own event. Like this is negative for her own business, and this business is supposed to be her legacy for Brooklyn, and that's one thing Kenya don't play about. So I don't know. You can't put nothing past nobody, but the fact that all of this started with media takeout and everybody's running with it like it's like law. And I love me some Page Six, but there's been times with Page Six where you can tell that they have been biased in the way that they report information, and I'm just kind of waiting for somebody to actually show me proof of what truly happened. But honestly, I don't think Kenya would do something like this. And again, I'm telling y'all, because I've seen a lot of people who are like, oh, I knew Kenya was like, and I'm like, I feel like y'all are only jumping on this bandwagon because you already don't like the lady. But I'm just like, I really don't think she would do something like this. I genuinely don't. Like, there had to me, so this is how my mind is working. I have 3 scenarios. Number 1, Kenya did this, possibly it was unprovoked, and she wrong if she really did this and she was unprovoked. The girl wasn't there or nothing. I don't think nothing that lady said was that deep for you to like embarrass her and shame her in such a way. But the other thing in my mind I'm thinking is like either Brittany says something totally out of pocket to Kenya, and this was Kenya's way of retaliating. Like maybe she says something disrespectful about Brooklyn, or like Kenya's trigger spot is like about her mom. Like something for her, if she truly did this, something had to happen to that extent. And then for Brittany to say I got a gun for you makes me feel either Kenya verbally wrapped her up and she didn't have anything to say, so she was overwhelmed and that was her response. Or 2 or 3, what I'm truly thinking this is that they are trying to drum up as much eyes on this show as possible, because to me, they're like, y'all, we have been seeing filming all throughout these past couple of months since they started filming. And you telling me nobody had their phone propped up for Kenya to like go over there and like pull down this, and we don't got no video footage of this? No, we got footage of everything else, but we don't got footage of this lady pulling down. Like nobody, and even if you didn't have your camera ready, you didn't even pull out and take a picture. I don't believe that. I genuinely feel like this is some orchestra. This is Todd bringing us the bull. This is what, shouts out to Aunt Bertha. This is what this is to me. And I'm going to reserve my anger, my shock, and my disgust until I actually see it for myself, because I really feel like this some season 5 Potomac type mess where people are feeding information to the blogs, and then when I actually see it, y'all lied to me. So I'm not about to be mad over nothing. I'm just not. I'm not. What's up, guys? This is Editor Leah coming in. It is almost 12:43 in the morning where I'm at, but something told me to go check on Brittany and Kenya's page, because it looks like they both have made statements about what happened the other day, which I guess would be June the 7th. Or maybe would it be the 7th or the 6th? Either way, y'all know what I'm talking about. So this is what Brittany had to say. She posted these 2 statements to her Insta story. So the first one said, "Thank you to everyone who has reached out to me about what took place at the event yesterday. I am still processing the nasty, low, disgusting, vile things that was done to try to hurt me. Bullying and revenge, PORN, is never okay." And then she ends it with Brit in a heart. She then went on to post this. She says, "It's never a good feeling being targeted or hazed by someone I thought would embrace me into a new circle that I never met. For the record, I never once had possession or any weapon or threatened anyone ever. I never even been to jail in a fight or even had as much of a speeding ticket. That's not in my character. I'm hurt by the narrative that's being displayed. Wrong is wrong." And then I was scrolling, and the Bravo Shade Room says she posted this to her Insta story, but I didn't see it. It says, "In Georgia, distribution of sexually explicit images without consent of a person's depiction is considered a criminal offense. Under Georgia law, the offense of unlawful disclosure of intimate images, also known as revenge, PORN, is covered under the OCGA I guess it's supposed to be section 16-1190. This law makes it illegal to distribute sexually explicit images or videos of another person without their consent and with the intent to harm, harass, intimidate, or coerce the person's depiction. Violating Georgia revenge PRN law is a misdemeanor punishable by a fine up to $1,000, imprisonment for up to 1 year or both. Subsequent offense are considered felonies, carrying more severe penalties. And then she has hashtag stop the bullying. So that was Brittany's statements. If you would like to read them for yourself, go to the Bravo Shade Room, because I think she's like deleting them out of her story, because I got the screenshot of the first one where she's talking about, like, you know, she's taking time to process this. Then when I went back to her Insta story, it was gone. And that was like 3 minutes ago. And then next thing you know, I see this post about the hazing. And then as I'm scrolling, the Bravo Shade Room posted a thing about where she posted about the Georgia law, but that's not in her story. So I don't know, bro. So here's my thing. If what Kenya is being accused of or what is being alleged comes out to be true, then Kenya should suffer the consequences. If Brittany wants to take legal actions up against her, then she has a right to do that. She has a right to seek, you know, reparations or justice in the form of monetary payment, if that truly is what she wants to do. And again, if it does come out that way, I'm gonna feel some type of way, because I'm gonna be like, Kenya, you too smart and you too good for that to be going that low, girl. That low, that's nasty, bro. That's nasty, bro. But again, y'all, I feel like something about this just isn't sitting right with me, because I feel like Brittany is using buzzwords, the bullying in capital letters, hazing in capital letters, then talking about like the person that was supposed to embrace me. Like, girl, what? Y'all, it's just not hitting for me. Something about Brittany is not hitting for me, and this situation is not hitting for me, because this is the same person we saw about a couple of weeks ago talking about we were in our real edges. Side note, Brittany sounds like Lady of London to me when she raps. I don't know if anybody listens to Lady of London, which you should, but Brittany sounds like that lady to me. But she was like, we were in our real edges all season. Okay, where your real edges at, sis? Where your real edges at? We should have known that was directed towards Kenya. We should have known. But it just seems like they already have beef. And I honestly feel like what's happening is that either Kenya is matching Brittany's energy and she can't take it. Because again, you weren't at the event. So who told you this? Did you see the pictures? And where are the pictures? Because this is my thing. This is why I'm like, something ain't right about this, is because everybody had their phones out. We're getting footage of Shamia, Portia, and Angela standing outside talking by, you know, their cars. But no one has footage of like Kenya unveiling these posters and everybody being flabbergasted and like clutching their pearls of Brittany slobbing on a knob. Like, we don't have any reaction videos of this. No one took any pictures of this unveiling, which makes me feel like something about this just ain't right. So this is Kenya's statement. She says, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. The truth always comes to the light. So in my mind, this makes me feel two ways. One, either this is Kenya's way of saying that's a bold-faced lie and that's not what went down. Or two, maybe a variation of what happened. Like, maybe she did have a poster of Brittany, but it wasn't Brittany doing an illicit act like slobbing on a knob. Maybe it was Brittany's old face or her old body, because it's clear that you could tell that Brittany got work done to her face and her body. But I don't really know. I do feel like this is Kenya's way of saying, girl, I did not do that. I did not go that low. So don't put that on me. But I don't know. I really feel like this is a combination of the network and like setting up the Brittany versus Kenya feud, because now that Portia and Kenya aren't fighting anymore, they need a feud that they think is going to be just as entertaining. But I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work, because I've seen a lot of people in the comments being like, I don't like Kenya, or like, I'm not a huge fan of Kenya, but I can't see her going this low unless somebody like provoked her or somebody pushed her to it. Also, I guess for me, I think why it's hard for me to feel like this is Kenya is this is the same Kenya who was consoling Sheree in the car when Bob was pretty much making light of the abuse that he, did to Sheree. And I don't even think Sheree and Kenya were on really great terms that season when that happened. The same Kenya who was standing up to that roided out, drugged out boy who punched his aunt in the face that we never saw again with the blonde braids. Like, I feel like Kenya, I don't know. I just don't feel like Kenya would do something like that. And that could be my naivete. And this is the thing, you can't put nothing past nobody, but I genuinely don't think that's what that lady did. I think this statement is her way of saying, y'all, it didn't go down like that. Trust me. But yeah, y'all, that is it. That is all. Remember to be bravely authentic, and definitely hop down in the comments below and give me your thoughts on all the things that we have discussed. And I'm out, y'all. Deuces.